most welcome to my channel Gem, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel to keep on getting more videos like this. I also want to tell you about my Facebook group, that is Swan English Notes, where we keep on sharing everything related to English and just English. The link of the Facebook group is given in the description box below. So you can go there and click on the link and join the group. Now I would request Ms. Kinu Sharma to explain you the poem Keeping Quiet, written by Pablo Neruda.
Thank you, Nishit. So, I'm here to explain you the poem Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. This is the third poem for grade 12 flamenco book. Before I start the explanation of the poem, I would like to tell you something about Pablo Neruda. His real name was Neftali Ricardo Reyes Salto. He wrote in a variety of styles including surrealist poems, historical epics, political manifestos, prose, autobiography and love poems. Keeping Quiet was included in a collection of 68 poems that he called Extravagaria. This poem was originally written in Spanish language and further it was translated into English language. The most important thing is that this poet won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1971. Now let's talk about Keeping Quiet. What do you think the title suggests? Why do we need to be quiet? When we attend some class in the school, we need to be quiet so that we should understand the concept of the teachers. We need to be quiet when we attend some meeting so that we should understand what is being discussed. But do you think the poet is also using it in the same way? No. Here the poet wants us to be quiet for the time being just because he wants us to introspect ourselves. How to introspect? If we are sitting silent, we can examine very well, we can think very well what we have done correct and what we have done wrong. So through this poem, the poet wants to convey the message of universal brotherhood, peace and harmony. Now let's discuss the poem. Now we'll count to 12 and we will all keep still. This is an anti-war poem and poet is not addressing any one particular community. He is not addressing particular persons of particular state. In fact, he is addressing all the persons of the world to do the counting till 12, and during that time we all have to be still, we all have to be silent. Now the question arises, why the poet is using the word 12? Because there are 12 hours a day, there are 12 months in a year, as it symbolizes the measurement of time, and most importantly, whenever we get angry, what we do, if we don't want to indulge in arguments, if we don't want to go for heating arguments, in that case we just start counting so that we could relax our mind and we should not indulge in useless discussion. So the poet is asking us to be quiet and do the counting. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. Now the poet is saying that on this occasion, on this earth, no one will be speaking in any of the language. You know what happens? Different people at different places speaking different kind of languages. If we talk about my own country, that is India, there are different languages, Punjabi, Haryanvi, Gujarati, Marathi and so on. Then there is a gap among different countries. Spain, Spanish language is spoken. India, Hindi language is spoken. So there are differences because of languages. But the poet is saying that if everyone is silent, if no one is speaking in any of the language, in that case there will be a sudden kind of unity among all the people. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. Other thing the poet is saying that this is the moment we all have to stand quietly. This time we don't have to do any kind of movements of our body. Especially he is talking about arms. See, if we will keep on moving our arms, actually it is going to distract our attention which the poet doesn't want. He says the complete silence and there should be complete stillness, so that we should very well examine our thoughts and feelings during this time. Another thing also I want to tell you, that arms doesn't mean only the body part, it also means weapons. Weapons used by the soldiers. What happens if everyone is silently sitting in the whole world? Then they won't be using any kind of weapons to fight against the other country. It would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Exotic, attractive, unusual. Rush, hurry, strangeness, strange feeling of togetherness. Now the poet is saying that it is going to be an unusual moment. Why unusual moment? What happens when we wake up in the morning? Immediate after waking up, we have so many tasks which we keep on thinking. Now I have to do this thing, then I have to do this thing, I have to complete my assignment, I have to go to boss for a meeting. So there are so many things going on in our mind at the same time when we wake up. So we are always in a sudden kind of rush, and then we go at the roads. What we find? The sound, the noise of public transport, buses, cars, trains. We are, so much disturbed. But this time there won't be any kind of hurry. There won't be any kind of engines. Engines is referring to machinery. Machinery used by different kind of industries. So all these will stop working because all people are sitting silent. All people are sitting still. No one is indulged in this kind of activity. So there is going to be a special moment. It is going to be a cherished moment, because there will be a strange feeling of togetherness at this moment. All are just sitting silent, all are just sitting still, and they are busy in examining themselves, what good they have done in their life and what wrong they have done. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Now, the poet is saying about the fishermen. He says that what is the task of the fishermen? They harm so many aquatic animals. What happens? Because they are indulged in this profession, so they have to take those animals out of that water, and this way they are harming them. What actually the poet is saying? The poet says that he has some indifferent kind of attitude towards those whales, and if this time he is also sitting silent, if all fishermen are sitting silent, in that case whales will get some more time to live on this earth. But the poet is using the word fisherman. Actually he is referring to all those human beings who have become so greedy, so selfish, that they keep on killing animals, they keep on hunting animals for their personal motives. We human beings, if we say we are not indulged in the task, don't take it like that, because we are also somehow responsible for that. I'll tell you how. Because we are using leather shoes, we are using leather jackets, we need elephant teeth, we need certain body parts of these animals just to decorate our homes. Animal skins are kept at places just to decorate the homes. So aren't we responsible? Yes, we are responsible, but the level is different. The one at the higher level, they are having the big business on the basis of this killing of animals. Then the people like us who are encouraging them, because we are using those kind of products, so we are motivating them to indulge in this profession. And third one, that is actually the one who are doing this task. Fishermen, hunters, poachers, they are doing this kind of activities. And the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Now another example the poet is giving us of the person who gathers salt at the seashore. There is so much salt gathered, and he goes there, he keeps on collecting it because he has to sell it, he has to earn money for it. Do you think he has time to see, to observe his hands which are totally hurt, which are totally injured, which are totally wounded just because of this salt? No, they don't have time, because they are so busy in this kind of task. Here also, through the example of this one person, the poet is conveying this message to all those people who are so busy in doing their works that they don't have time to think even how much they are actually hurting their bodies. The time comes when they will earn enough, but their body will not be in a position to sit even. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. Now let's talk about this green war. What is this green war? That is environmental degradation. This is green war. Do you think we are in dust? Do you know, students, we are also affecting this environment? How? We are using ACs at our place. We are using cars to go anywhere. Even though directly we are not indulged in the cutting of trees, but we are responsible. Then those people who are setting up big factories, they need space for the setting up of their factories, so they are cutting in the trees. Then those people who are also cutting the trees for making of big buildings. Population is increasing. Where everyone will live? Their population is increasing every year at highest level. So what is happening? The trees are being cut, and then the big buildings are being built there at that place. So we are spoiling our environment. We are killing the trees. We are cutting the trees, and this is actually going to affect us. How? In the form of global warming. There will be too much heat. There will be too much cold, and the time comes when it will be difficult for us to survive in this atmosphere. Wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors. Then we talk about nuclear gases, biogases which are being used. These are weapons used because we want our country to be the number one. We want our country to be the supreme one. And for this, not only we, every country is doing this thing. And what is the impact of it? All are in this race, and what would happen? Victory with no survivors. The time comes when everyone has killed the people of different countries. The situation will be the worst one, because there will be victory, but no one will be there to celebrate it. Why so? Because everyone has killed the other person. No one will be living on this earth. Then what will be the use of this victory? Would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade. Now, clean clothes. Clean clothes. We are wearing clean clothes. Then why the poet is using this word? Actually, he is using this word clean clothes for the soldiers. Soldiers' clothes are always covered with dirt, murk, and most importantly, bloodshed. Stains of blood are there on the shirts of the soldiers because they had killed their enemies. They had killed those who are on the other side of their country. So what is happening? The poet is saying that if they are not going for any kind of fight, in that case there will not be any kind of blood stains, and the result will be there. They would be wearing clean clothes. One more thing, the clean clothes word is used for some positive approach, adaptive approach. That means we have to think something else. We don't have to follow that same routine that we have, that people in the other country are enemies. We have to fight against it. In spite of all these things, why don't we consider them as our brothers? Why don't we change our thinking? Why don't we change our level, that they are our brothers? They also have the right to live just like us. They also want to enjoy life like us. Then why we are doing this kind of things? So he says the time comes when they will be walking with them as their brothers in the shade. Why shade the word is used? You know, when there is too much hot, we want some relaxation under the shade of tree. And this time when we are getting that shade, we just feel happy. So same thing we feel if there will not be any kind of bloodshed, if there won't be any situation like that, they will be enjoying life with their brothers. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Confused is misunderstood. Total inactivity is death. life is, what it is about. I want no truck with that. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Now, the poet is saying that whatever I am saying, please don't confuse it. Don't misunderstand with death. I am saying you to be quiet. I am saying you to be still. But I don't say you should die. Total inactivity means death. But I don't say this thing. What I want is that you should not be so single-minded. You should not be so determined that you should keep on moving. You don't have time to think of it. I want you are physically silent, but mentally you should not be silent. Mentally you should be thinking. Thinking what you have achieved in your life. What happens generally? Even in the Weisnerian age only, we start thinking we have to be this in our life. We decide our aim, we decide our goal. And for that we keep on working hard. And then the time comes when we start realizing that we are becoming old. We are going into the quadragenarian age. So we can face death. Then another fear start overpowering us. That fear of death. That means we have to do so many tasks before our death. We have to set particular thing for our children before leaving this world. We have to make property. We have to set business for our children. So keeping those things in mind, we keep on working hard and we don't get time to think about it. Now, what is this thing? The poet is saying that in spite of becoming unhappy, in spite of becoming sad all the time, thinking this thing that we have not achieved this thing, we should think what we have achieved in our life till now. We should be happy at our success. We should be happy whatever we have gained throughout our life till now. So it is going to give us a certain kind of happiness which we actually need. We should appreciate our efforts. We should keep on commending ourselves what we have done in spite of criticizing always that we have to do this thing, we have to do that. Why we need to think that much? Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now the poet is giving us the example of earth. Who is going to teach us all these things? No human being is so perfect that can teach us. So the poet is saying that only earth can teach us. How it can teach us? Because there are different kind of seasons which the earth tolerates. Earth is a tolerant one, and still it remains silent and it nurtures life. How in winter season everything is frozen, everything looks dull, trees are without leaves, trees are without fruits, everything looks so dull. Still earth is so silent, still it nurtures life, and as a result in spring season we have so many beautiful flowers, we have so many trees laden with fruits. So the poet is asking us to learn this lesson from the earth. One more example he is giving related to this only. Whenever we put some seed into the soil, we think that it is dead. It is completely dead for us. But actually it is spreading its branches, its roots under the ground, and slowly it changes into a flower, then fruits. So many things come out of the same, which we feel as if it were dead. So we should also think this thing that we are going to be getting so many things. We are going to get so many things in our life if we are going to be tolerant. We should be silent. We should introspect ourselves. We should observe what we are getting, what we will achieve, and silently we should work on it in spite of getting worried all the time what we have to achieve. Now I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. So just like the prophet, the poet is saying that now I would count up to the 12 because what message I wanted to convey I have told you. So I have accomplished my duty to tell you. So you have to be quiet, and with this the poet leaves. I hope the poem is clear. Now let's discuss the poetic devices. We have symbolism. Example, count to 12. It symbolizes a measure of time. Brothers, that is a symbol of mankind. Next is anaphora. 2 consecutive lines starting with the word let's. Let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second. You can observe this, that these 2 lines are starting with the same word. Transferred epithet, that is adjective qualifying a noun. Here cold sea denotes coldness of fishermen who do not bother about the protection of sea life. Alliteration. Alliteration is repetition of same sound starting with the same letter in the same line. Sudden strangeness, clean clothes, without rush, without engines, wars with gas, wars with fire. Repetition, as discussed in the previous video also, wars with gas, wars with fire. Paradox. Paradox is completely the opposite statement. It has always some deep hidden meaning. Victory with no survivors. So this is the example of paradox, as there will be no use of victory if there is no one to celebrate it. Personification, as told in the previous video, giving some human quality. Earth can teach us as well everything. This is the quality of human beings, but here Earth is personified as a teacher. Now there are some questions for practice. If you have understood this poem of mine, please go through these questions. These are objective type questions which will be helpful for you, and you will come to know if you have understood the poem completely or not. If you are able to give answer to all these questions, then my effort will be successful. There are total 30 questions and you should attempt all these questions. Thank you.